Hello and welcome to this special broadcast on One India. What is transpiring in the Middle East is something that is unprecedented by all means. And needless to say, the attack of United States on Iran has opened up a can of worms, so to say, which is now spreading far and wide in the Middle East itself, beyond the borders of Iran and possibly beyond the control of United States. To discuss the matters further, today we are joined by Dr. Waiel Awwad. He is a senior journalist and a Middle East expert who joins us on the broadcast. Dr. Awwad, thank you so much for speaking to One India. How are you today, sir?
Thank you for having me. I'm okay.
Great. Well, the very first question, Dr. Awwad, that comes to our mind is the rationale behind the United States, the war calculus to attack Iran in this regard, in this fashion, in the very first place. What do you see the primary and the foremost reason?
Well, I think there is no explanation, as you said, in this war, except that the Americans are doing it on behalf of Israel. This is not a war against the United States. There is no danger for the United States. And for a president to go for a war against the country, there has to be danger of American interests, or American people are in danger from this country that they have to go for a war. So therefore, he went for this war because it was the Israeli prime minister who put President Trump on the front for going for this full-fledged war, despite the fact that even his military expert and Pentagon, they were advising him not to go for this war because of the danger that America may be facing. And yet he went because the United States become the stooge of Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu.
Right, obviously. So, this retaliatory response then from Iran, do you think it is a coordinated national strategy for Tehran or a response which is influenced by its regional proxy networks if we are talking about United States and Israel put together?
No, Iran have the legitimate right to defend itself because of the attack carried out by the American and by the Israelis, which is against the international law, and it has been on for some time. So they have to pay the price. They have to defend themselves, and they have the full right, as per the United Nations Charter, as per the UN Charter, as per the international law, to defend themselves. So America started the war along with Israel. Israel started this war, so they have to defend themselves at the earliest. So Iran, without talking of proxy or non-proxy, currently none of the Iranian proxies have taken any initiative to stand with Iran in this war. So Iran is fighting it all by itself, and they are causing lots of damage for the American bases in the region and also for the American installation, and including the Israelis' installation inside Israel. And the retaliatory measure is going on right now.
Right, sir. Dr. Awwad, one primary reason that Donald Trump mentioned clearly is the development and the manufacturing of nuclear weapons at the hands of Iran. Do you think after the removal, after the elimination of the supreme leader in Iran, this nuclear aspirations will be accelerated?
Well, look, let me put it very bluntly for you. If it was the nuclear issue that the discussion was on in Oman and the progress was taking place, even the American admitted there was some progress, and it was never been, it's just a pretext for the American to take over Iran oil and gas and natural resources, dismantle its ballistic missile program, kill their scientists, and close the chapter of the Iranian nuclear civil use program. Because if you remember, even President Trump said during the 12 days war on Iran last year that he destroyed Iranian ambition of being developing or enriching uranium. So if you have already damaged it, Pankaj, why then you have to go for another war and saying that it is because of the Iranian nuclear? So nuclear has nothing to do with the issues. The issue is bigger and far more than the Americans themselves understand, because it is two wars fought here actually. One fought this war on behalf of the Israelis to determine and maintain the dominance of Israeli in the region, the hegemony of militarily, economically, and politically. And the second war, which the American is fighting with the superpowers. The control of the passage of global trade in oil, whether it's Strait of Hormuz, whether it's in the Red Sea or Mediterranean Sea. So once you control the Strait of Hormuz, you are controlling the oil and 12% of the trade from this part of the world. 60% of the oil comes from Strait of Hormuz, goes to India, China, Korea, Japan, Southeast Asian nation. So these are the countries depending on this oil. So once the American have the full control, then America, make America great is still ambitious plan for President Trump to make America first by only looting nations. They did it in Venezuela. They're doing it in Iran. Tomorrow he'll be in Greenland. He'll be in Nigeria, Algeria, name it. Whoever having oil and gas, America will be there.
Right, Dr. Awwad, oil is something that has been the bone of contention for United States and other countries to wherever it has gone to war. One very, important reference that has come out is that of Saudi Arabia and the numerous calls that were made by MBS to President Trump before these attacks. Do you see any merit in this statement that this war has also been aggravated and started because or on behest of Saudi Arabia?
I doubt it because Saudi Arabia was under tremendous criticism from the Graham, from the American the senator who has been blaming the Mohammed bin Salman of siding with the Iranian and mediating and asking the American president not to go for a war, along with Qatar and the UAE and the Oman. Most of the Arab Gulf countries were against the war. So therefore, to speak that Saudi Arabia wanted this war is just to create a rift between the two custodian of Islam, whether it is the Shia in Iran, whether it's the Sunni in Saudi Arabia. So this kind of dragging the countries into the interfighting is nothing but an objective of the American and the Mossad to create it in this part of the world. I don't think the Saudis are interested in any war, because once you see if the war is there and the Saudis are able to export their oil along with the Gulf country, then you can make money. But now if you are sabotaging, closing all the pipelines and destroying their oil installation and export site, then there will be a huge disadvantage, and therefore the whole region will suffer. Nobody wants a war, except you look at the whole region and the West Asia. If you look at it, none of the countries in West Asia but Israel wanted to go for this war.
Right. Coming back to Iran, sir, when we talk about the retaliation that Iran is undertaking as of now, the Middle East almost has become some sort of war theater. Now, economic stability, people's life, movement across the nations in Middle East, all has been impacted. Yes, Iran is justified in retaliating, as it has been direct attack on its soil. But from your point of view, who has seen Middle East for changing over a period of 2 decades or more than that, do you think is this the only option that Iran had to attack the US allied countries?
Look, it's not the Iranian who started this war, right? The American foreign policy in the region is based on the American Pentagon and the arm industry, which is happy to find more war zone to sell their arms. That's for the giant American company dictate the foreign policy of the United States. So the American policy have been there for decades, a regime change by force. In fact, they have done it in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in Syria, Libya, Sudan, Yemen. They have carried out all these regime change by force. And when Trump came to power, he himself was criticizing his predecessors, and he said, I don't want this policy of regime change by force. Yet he could see that he did it himself. He attacked Iran, then he attacked now Iran again, and again he is now going to Venezuela, and he will go tomorrow to Nigeria and Algeria and the Greenland, wherever there is oil. So the question here is, no matter, irrespective who is in the White House, there will be always somebody of the Pentagon will be dictating the terms, what will be the next of the American foreign policy. So Iran have the full right of defending itself, and already threatened and warned the Arab nations actually that any attack by the American forces on Iran, those military bases of presence in those countries is our legitimate target. And that's what the Iranians are doing so far. They said this is not under legitimacy of you, but it is under the American custodian, and that's why we are attacking.
Right. One further question that has come to light, sir. Tehran has issued a statement saying that it is an attack on the Shia community, the Shia leadership, and also on the Muslim Islamic dignity. How significant do you think this narrative is in shaping Tehran's domestic legitimacy and foreign policy choices going ahead?
You see, he was a religious leader, supreme leader for the Shia community, and he was respected and loved by the Shia community all over the world. Even the Sunni, in fact, they were respecting him. He never had a problem. He was very soft-spoken person. He never created any problem ever since he's in power. He was having the supreme leadership in Iran. So targeting a leader, a religious leader, you are only fueling fundamentalism and extremism and retaliatory measure retribution against you anywhere in the world. So the American enjoyed carrying the terrorism tools in their hand to achieve their objective, political objective. And similarly now, by killing a religious leader is nothing but fueling the retaliatory measures where the American will have a pretext to stay back in this spot permanently as long as there is oil and gas. So therefore, I think what they have done, they have done damage to the Iranian, no doubt about it, it's a big loss, but they have rallied behind their leadership, behind their country, because none of the Iranian actually wanted to see their country destroyed or any foreign power taking over. They may have political differences and economical problems because of the regime, because of the government in Iran, but they never wanted another government or American or anybody to come and colonize them as they have been doing for centuries.
All right. Dr. Awwad, what about that significant but small community that is celebrating the killing of Khamenei, those who are burning posters and lighting cigarettes up? What message do you have for them?
I think at the time of a grievance, such kind of behavior, irrespective of where you are, which religion you belong to, which country you belong to, you have to respect the sentiment of the people. That is in the hand of God, and we should respect and have the at least sympathy with the grievance of the families and the people rather than celebrations, because if this happened to them, tomorrow it will happen to everybody else. This is a karma.
Right. Dr. Awwad, one final question before I let you go. When and if at all do you see Russia and China joining the bogey?
They will not join. Nobody will come and fight your war. You have to defend yourself. You have to protect yourself. They may side when their own interest is in danger. And I think after Tehran, if Tehran falls, Moscow will be next and Beijing will be also there.
Right. And surrender, is that an option?
They will never surrender. Iranian will never surrender. They have learned this. This is in their DNA. Even if they know they are losing the war, they will never surrender. They will cause you the pain, but they will never surrender.
Dr. Waiel Awwad, senior journalist there. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to One India. We really appreciate your time and your inputs here on our channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.